So in 2026, love is all about transaction.
Hookup culture has become very normal these days.
See, life without love is incomplete. So dating apps is not the solution. Okay, we are friends, but then we can go little bit extra than being friends. If your intention is right, that relationship will turn from casual to a long-term or a committed relationship.
Do you think somewhere on the line they have made dating easier? It's impossible to find your true love, or it has given you so much options that you don't want commitment. Have you ever wondered why dating these days seems so confusing? With all the new Gen Z dating terms such as ghosting, breadcrumbing, red flags, green flags, well, it surely can be very confusing. So, to remove all the confusion for today's modern dating, we have our very first guest with us, Miss Ritika Vasudev. Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming to our very first podcast. So, before we begin, can you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and what have you done so far and how it has helped, especially in this modern date generation of dating?
Okay, thank you. I am Ritika Vasudev, founder of Sun Dating Wellness. And before I transitioned into relationship coaching, I was into corporate world. And there I realized that women are suffering a lot from their own beliefs, and especially in their relationship. So that helped me wonder that why this is happening and what I can do about it. So I was wondering that what is it, that makes them suffer, or what really is that one differentiator? And somehow I was interested in studying human brain, philosophy, psychology. So I think that was my interest, and that really helped me to propel in this direction, that I found my calling and I quit my corporate career and transitioned into relationship coaching with the purpose of helping people that they can overcome their limiting beliefs and they can have fulfilled and beautiful lives. So this is how the Sun Dating Wellness started, and this is how I am here, helping people, individuals and couples. And we are now also launching programs where they can become financially independent as well.
That's really great to hear, ma'am. So let's move forward to our podcast. So if I talk about what is love in 2026, how would you define that?
Okay. So in 2026, love is all about transaction. It is all about you do this for me and I do this for you. But the deeper meaning of love, the depth is missing. I will still say that old school of love idea was, I think, something brilliant, and that still holds true, because now Gen Z is moving very fast in terms of relationship, and still they are suffering, still they are not happy and finding the right partner. Because I feel that we need to give time to love. It just cannot happen that, oh, I saw you and something happened and the guitar started, playing and something. Those are all, all very filmy things. Yes. But in real life, it doesn't happen. Maybe one in 1,000 cases that you really have that connect. But whenever we talk about love, I would say that one needs to understand a person. They need to give time. But today we are thinking that we can skip that timeline and have that commitment. So that's where the lag is.
So who do you think is actually responsible? Is it the changing time? Is it money? Or is it that people have just changed? They just see love in a very different angle nowadays.
So they see in a very different angle because there is no one contributing factor. Because they have seen us, our generation, our grandparents, where speaking openly about love or relationship or dissatisfaction in a relationship was a big no. Yes. It was a red flag, because we were taught that don't say anything like this, because this will disrespect authority. Yes. So when Gen Z saw this, they were like, no, we are not going to take the same route. We are going to take things our own hand, and we will experiment, and we will not go the same way. So they started taking things on a faster track. but that also is not working. So there is not one contributing factor. It is our previous generation that we have not given them enough role models. We have not given them enough safe families and safe spaces. And this is why everything is
So messed up.
Messed up. It is messed up.
So do you think Gen Z, if particular Gen Z, if I'm talking about, are they looking for love or they're just looking for companionship?
See, life without love is incomplete. But when I say without love, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to come from a partner only. It can be from anything. But we have glorified this love so much that we think that if we don't have a right partner with us who can love us, then maybe my life is not successful. Maybe I have missed something, a major milestone in my life. So definitely it makes a lot of sense to have love. But if you are not having, then companionship is also good. But I think the root must be companionship to love, rather than first falling in love and then going separate and just being friends. So I think it is love, but it depends where you are in your life. What do you want? What do you value in your life most?
So it's safe to say that love cannot always be a human person. You can find love in your work as well, or in your pets as well, if you want to stay alone.
No, I would little disagree on this, because see, these are the arrangements we have made now. Because we haven't come to that level, or we haven't found that person in our life. So now we think, okay, let me devote my time to my work. That is also love. Let me devote time to my pet. That is also love. That is also love. But the biggest form of love is loving the people around you. So finding that connection really matters. However, you can have relationship with anything in life. Anything. People are so obsessed with some immaterial things also. They are so attached to material things also. But the ultimate the growth begins when you are able to love a person, when you are having that connection. But if you're not having that connection, then how you can fulfill that in your life, how you can meet that need, is that you start becoming grateful to whatever you have and start becoming loving towards everything you have. So that first you imbibe the concept of love in yourself, and then you find that person.
Yes. So if I talk about what is the biggest myth Gen Z think or believes about love?
Okay. So the biggest myth, when I coach a lot of Gen Zs, so they come to me and they say that, they are on dating apps, but still they are not finding the right person. And they have tried every app and they tell me names. That's how I get to know that there are so many apps in the market as well. So now the question is that when you're having that choice and that whole, matchmaking thing in front of you, and still you're not finding, then where are you lacking? Then what is it that you need to go deeper and think? So dating apps is not the solution, or just any shortcut to finding that person is not a solution. The real solution is becoming to that level, growing to that level, right? एक वर्ड कहा जाता है हिंदी में जिसे हम बोलते हैं पात्रता, कि आपको पात्र बनना पड़ता है कुछ रिसीव करने के लिए. तो हम क्या चाह रहे हैं कि हमें मिले. So we are expecting that we get, मुझे मिले, I want, but we are not ready that what will make me to receive that. So we have to be that soul, be that person who will receive rather than expecting that I want. Yes. So there is a difference.
So now that we have come to, talking about dating apps, so do you think somewhere on the line they have made dating easier, or it's impossible to find your true love, or it has given you so much options that you don't want commitment?
I think after coaching, people who are on dating apps, so my observation is that it is only adding to anxiety in the younger people, because they are like, I am still not finding, I have so many matches, but still I'm not finding, or the person seemed to be very good in the first meet, second meet, but now I don't know why the person doesn't want to commit. Maybe they are not there for commitment. Someone who wants to commit will not be on the dating app. right? So they are also like you, who have come to experiment, who have come for some short-term pleasure. So they are not the commitment material. But people are thinking that these platforms are where they will find the soulmate or the right partner. But it's not 100% true. You will only find the person, you will only attract a person according to your own patterns. And this is the missing link. When you are not working on your own patterns, and then you think, I'm not finding the person. So that's the catch that you need to work on.
So, ma'am, hookup culture has become very normal these days with Gen Z people. And even if we not talk about Gen Z, in general also with other millennial people, hookup culture is very normal these days. So, what do you think, what is actually happening? Why is this being so normalized these days?
That's a, I think, wonderful question, because nowadays people are not sticking to one partner for whatever reasons. Either they are separated or divorced, or they are suffering in their marriages. So with this dating culture, dating apps, and with the ease of finding partners either in the same city or long distance has become very accessible. So people are like, okay, we don't need to commit long term. Or maybe if I find some emotional satisfaction, even if it is short term, so why not? So now this has really made the hookup culture very popular, because people are not looking for long-term commitments. They already have a partner, or they have been through that experience that now they don't want to commit to another long-term, but they want the benefits, or they want that companionship. Because it will be wrong for me to say that it's only for the benefits they want to hook up, because every person may have a different reason, right? Yeah. One may have an emotional reason, one may have a support reason, one may have just companionship, one may want somebody to guide them. So everybody is looking for something different. So they are looking at what is in it for me to take from this, and they are doing it. So they are hooking up with people around them wherever they can meet.
So does casual relationship always remains casual, or it can turn into something very long-term and serious as well?
Another good question. Because what again, observation I'll say, or if we go back to our ancient wisdom. So the thing is that what made you get into that relationship? The intention, the bhav. What is that intention? If your intention is right, that relationship will turn from casual to a long-term or a committed relationship. But if your intention is only a short-term commitment or short-term hookup, then it will remain casual throughout. So it really depends on the intention of two people, that what made them come into this commitment, into this arrangement. Let me give an example. So when you are laying the foundation of a house, what do? You ensure that you lay a strong foundation, because your house will be built on that, and it will be built not just for a year or a decade, for hundreds of years, let's say, or at least next 50, 60 years. So what are we looking at? We are looking at a good foundation, a stable foundation. Same holds true for your relationship as well. That on what foundations, on what values you are building your relationship. If your value is good, if it is genuine, you're honest, and your intention is good, that will be a successful relationship. If not, then you will not have a long-term commitment.
Yes. So, ma'am, these days, a lot of people, I don't know if they're scared to talk or scared to communicate. A lot of people disappear in between messages. And Gen Z have given this term ghosting. They will be there for 2 days, then all of a sudden they'll, come up and they'll be like, hey, what's up? So, what do you think? Why this ghosting thing has come? Are they really scared of communicating their feelings, or they think it's casual, so they can just ghost them?
Okay. I just said about intention. Yeah. That what is your intention to enter that relationship? Now, when will a person start ghosting you, or when will a person disappear? When the other partner is asking for a commitment, or there's a confrontation. Only then that partner will disappear, because that partner doesn't want to answer that. That partner is not having that idea also, that value also, that I want to make this a long-term relationship. So they think, I'm not answerable. Why should I answer? So when the confrontation, or when the questions become too much for them to handle, they disappear. And then they come back making an excuse. Oh, I was busy making that presentation. I was busy. Something happened in my family, which I couldn't, just ignore. And something happened, this and that. So they will come back with all those excuses. This is what I have seen in my real coaching clients also, in their lives also. They say that, ma'am, they are there giving you all the love bombing and all, compliments throughout the day. But when you need them, they disappear. Or when you are expecting that person really, is there for me, and now when I need, the person disappears.
So, ma'am, every few months we see a new dating term is coming up. Either it's ghosting, breadcrumbing. A few days back, I got to know there's something known as wildflowering. So, do you think relationships now are just labels and it's not about love anymore?
Yes, they are labels because, okay, I'll give you a beautiful example. Earlier, I used to think that relationships are only black or white.
Okay.
Either you are in it or you're not in it. But this Gen Z has given us a shade of gray.
Okay.
Let's say 50 shades of gray, right? So they have given us different shades. And according to that situation, that where you are in your journey, they have given it labels. Okay, we are in a situationship. Okay, this is benching. Okay, this is this, this is this. So why this is happening? Why? Because now they were like, why it is only black or why it is white? Why our parents, grandparents were not experimenting with the spectrum between black and white, right? So now they are in this stage, the gray area, and they are like, let's try this. But again, it either has to be white or it either has to be black. It cannot be in between. And that is why we are seeing these new terms every day.
Yeah.
And we are seeing these new scenarios every day, and people emotionally suffering.
Yes.
We are seeing many heartbreaks. Why? When we are taking control of our life in our hands and we think we have that choice, why then this is happening? Because now you are in the gray zone. And it will only happen, you will only have your peace of mind when you will be either in a yes or in a no, not in a maybe zone.
So true, ma'am. I should be yes or no. This is also what I believe. I really hate these terms like situationship, benching. I mean, I feel these are useless.
It takes a lot of toll on your mental health also.
Yes.
Because how can you put up that face and say, okay, we are friends, but then we can go little bit extra than being friends. We can go little bit extra than, being this. And how this is going to be, I mean, any insane person cannot. It has to be either yes and no. And then you say, you are overreacting now. You are asking too much. In the beginning, I clarified, I said that, we will not take it as a long-term relationship. We will take it as it comes. But that doesn't mean, because when you're attaching conditions to a relationship, then it is not a relationship. It is only your, you are taking the other person for granted. You are not into commitment. And when you are not into commitment, that means you are not valuing that person or your own relationship. So this speaks a lot about your character also. And this is why every day, new scenario, new labels.
One more thing, funny thing I discovered on Instagram is people nowadays want to date a red flag. They say, I want a baddie in my life who should be a green flag for me, but a red flag for everyone else. No, why is that? Why people have that mindset these days? I really want to know.
Too much influenced by Bollywood. Where they show characters like, the person is so obsessed with you that he can go to any extreme end for that person to get the love of their life, and they can do anything which is not even described as something you will accept in real life or in a normal course of life. But just to see. But the question is, they are showing it on media because how they will communicate, how will they show the emotions. So they are showing it like this, but then people have lost that thin line between real and real. So that is why, we hear statements like this, that I want a baddie who is a red flag for others, but a green flag for me. Come on, be real. Use your own wisdom. Yes, right?
True. So, ma'am, do you think red flags can ever become a green flag?
Only when they do the deeper work and they have a strong why, that why I want to change my behavior. they can. If they had that life-changing experience in their life, they can become a green flag. Otherwise, it's difficult.
So, ma'am, why do breakups hurt so much? Even physically, you can feel that pain in your heart that you're just gonna have a heart attack. So, why do that happen?
Well, it's loss of your own identity.
Okay.
Because when you go through this, so what are you missing the most? You are missing that person. But what are you missing because of that person? You are missing a part of yourself that person helped you rediscover about yourself. And now you think that person was the key to my happiness. That person was the stimulus, right? So now you're missing that stimulus. And now you're thinking, what can I do to experience the same again? And you think that only that person could have brought that experience to me. And that is why it pains so much. And also your expectation, your attachment that you're attached with that person, that this person is my happiness, this person is my safe space, this person is my this. So whatever expectation you've attached with that person, so when that person goes a separate way, you miss all that. And then you are like, now this is not going to be replicated in my life again, or I will never experience this in my life again. And this is where the pain begins. So it is the meaning that we give to that relationship, to that attachment and expectation.
So, ma'am, is attachment the actual issue why toxic relationships still exist? Because they cannot get out of that relationship because they're so attached towards them that eventually it becomes toxic and something bad happens in the end.
Okay. So when you say toxic, right? Now there are two things you spoke about. First, you're asking about toxic relationship, and second, you're asking about getting out of a breakup or a heartbreak, right? So now the two things. Now getting out of heartbreak is overcoming your own expectations that you are attached to that person. Now coming out of toxicity is different. It is a behavior issue, right? Heartbreak is expectation issue, right? But heartbreak would also happen because of other person's toxic behavior, right?
Yeah, sure.
So that is separate. So are you wanting to come out of that toxic behavior, or you want to overcome the expectation you have attached with that person? There are two things, right? But when that obsession becomes too much after a heartbreak with that person, right, then it becomes toxic, because then you are self-sabotaging yourself. And when you are self-sabotaging yourself, now you are the toxic pattern. Now you are the toxic behavior, right? Because of that person, you are becoming toxic towards yourself.
True.
So now you need to overcome the pain, and now you need to address the toxic behavior towards yourself.
Yes.
Two separate things.
So, ma'am, even when these terms like situationship and benching is happening, and Gen Z are quite clear what they want in life, still cheat cases are happening. Why do you think people actually cheat when they are having so much options now?
Same thing. When you have too much available for you, and then you are not able to make up your mind. As I said in the beginning, that it is the dating apps or too much of choices only adding to the anxiety or the restlessness, because then you are thinking, isse acha ho sakta hai. I can find something better than this. It's like you go to a shop and you look at your favorite dress, and then you're like, no, let me go and explore the other shop also. I might find a better pattern, a better design, or a better color.
But is there an end to this pattern? No. Because otherwise this will go on forever and ever.
Yes, this is why. This is what we just saw. That when they started experimenting, thinking that our older generation was not experimenting because of the society pressure or because of whatever reasons, and they took things in their hand and wanted to experiment now. Again, the same thing, right? Even worse. Why? Because now they've entered into something too early. They are experimenting with too many things which should have come to them at a certain stage, with certain experience, with certain wisdom, but they are too much influenced by the media.
Yes.
Because media is giving them all those, because what is media? Media is here to keep you hooked. They want to make money, right? And they will show you something different out of the box. But in the name of out of the box, they are not taking care of the values, the mindset, the emotional. They are like, okay, if somebody likes our content, then why not? But how much it is hurting your emotional, mental wellness? Who is going to take care of that?
Yes.
That is why we are saying that even with so much of openness, we are still not happy.
Yes.
We are still not content. We are still facing the same issues which our earlier generation was also facing. So the context is that you need to find peace within yourself. Peace is not outside of you. It is not on a dating app. You have to first be clear that what do I really want in my relationship? What do I really want in my life? And what kind of a person? So you should have some negotiables, you should have some non-negotiables, right? And then see what you want. But if you keep experimenting, if you keep looking for, then you'll keep running around.
So then I think first a person should start loving oneself and then find what kind of person he or she wants for herself.
Correct. If you are not clear about yourself, if I do not know what I want, whether I like this or this, then I will be confused.
Yes.
And then I will keep looking at the other person, that how this person can, make me happy.
Yes.
So this will happen
Okay. So can self-improvement become toxic
to an extent.
for themselves or for the relationship or for the other person?
See, there is no benchmark for perfection,
Yes.
right? There is no benchmark. But there is a benchmark for what could look like perfection or what is that is near perfection. Because see, there is no benchmark for that. So you can, as we say, that there is always a room for improvement. It is. But then you have to decide the ceiling at times.
Yes.
See, whatever we see or hear in the media may not be for everyone, because everyone is at a different stage and state in their journey. They are at a different mental state, they are in a different emotional state, they are in a different journey.
Yes.
So one advice may not fit all. So one has to be very cautious of taking any advice on social media, and they have to see where it fits in their life and then adapt it. Okay.
So can exes really be friends? Yes or no?
No.
Should couples share passwords?
Yes.
Is jealousy ever healthy?
No.
Emotional cheating or physical cheating?
Emotional.
Date to marry?
Date to marry.
Yes or no?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Arranged marriage or love marriage?
Tough one.
Okay. Can opposite genders be best friends?
Yeah.
Should your partner know all your passwords even if it's your husband?
Yeah.
Okay. Is marriage becoming outdated?
To an extent.
Love or loyalty?
Loyalty.
Dating apps or real life meet?
Real life meets.
Soulmate or choice?
Choice.
Coffee date or dinner date?
Dinner date.
Privacy or transparency?
Transparency.
Marriage before 30 or after 30?
Again, a choice.
A relationship or a situationship?
Relationship.
Okay. I think that was end of our rapid fire.